Well, hello, my YouTube friends. Right off the bat, you might think to yourself, what the heck, looking at this display here, what the heck is Zvi gonna do today? As a video, it's gonna be probably even more erratic than usual, and you might be right, because most of the time, I am presenting you my newest acquisition, and there are videos that are more an overview, I would say, that a long-term review of the knives that I'm getting, and this is where my channel was heading for the past month and year, probably even that passed. So why would I present knives that I have in my collection for quite a while? Actually, this one, I got it maybe 3 years ago. This one, maybe some month, I don't know. And this one, I got it, I know for a fact. This one, the middle one, I got it in December, precisely. Why in December? Because it was my birthday, and this is actually a phenomenal gift from my brother from Israel, who actually won the Eurovision yesterday. I don't know if you know about that. Totally digressing, sorry. But yeah, my brother from Israel, Doc Slava, who offered me that knife as a gift for my birthday. So yeah, I was sure it was going to be erratic, but it is how it is, and that's the way I'm getting that channel to get on, I mean to exist, is by creating some videos that you're not likely to find anywhere else air. And actually, as a matter of fact, this was also the theme of that video, because I started the day by deciding to shut down this channel. Simple as that. I decided it was purposeless for me to do more videos, and I'm gonna try to explain you why. Mostly, when I started on YouTube, I had like some followers like that, and it grew, and some of my videos went to multiple thousands of views. I was discussing about how the knives were made, the specifics of the knife. It was mostly about production, metex, also some custom, of course. I was discussing about like I said, the builds, the usage of a knife, some aspects that were important, and that I've like discussed relentlessly over the years. And after that, at some point, I think that I talked it all, and it was, again, purposeless to come back to some points that I made like time and over time. It was not necessary for me, and it didn't add any value, because it was points that I've already discussed a lot of time in my videos. So little by little, the channel evolved into a more presentation that's like a receive a new knife, and I just offer you my view on the knife, and that is actually less interesting, probably. I get it when you're gonna watch those videos, probably less interesting, because this is something that you can get by looking at some other platform as Instagram, for example, or Facebook, that I don't have, but Instagram is enough. I mean, have enough views on Instagram for you to see those knives. So hearing my rants just to discuss about other views that are not really interesting, but I was more interested in just presenting the knife, this is something you can get elsewhere, and probably this is why I got less and less people not following me, but just looking at my videos. It's like, now when I make videos, it's like 300 views at the most. So, I had this idea in mind that I should stop this channel. And while having this thought, I was looking at another channel from a guy named Aaron, who lives in California, HK Winger. I'm gonna try to send you a link. I never do. Usually, you know what I do? I do those videos, and then after that, I post them, and that's it. I don't even know how to make a link to a channel, but I will try it anyway. So I was looking at that guy. He's a new collector, and he started a channel some a month ago, maybe a year, I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of views, enough views in my opinion. And I was looking at other channels for custom knives, and actually I don't see that many custom knife channels are out there. You see a lot of. I'm going to try to make also a nice view of those knives. You see a lot of a channel who are presenting production knives or meatex and everything, but custom not that much. So looking at this guy and the way he was presenting, that was really fun. I thought, there are not enough channel for me to just stop like that, and he gave me actually the will to continue. Why I decided to make that video while presenting you those knives also, there's a theme to that also. It's because that maker, unfortunately, is a quitter, and sorry to say, but he's one of the best maker out there. I've made a lot of video about Neil Blackwood, and actually I'm going to review those knives if I have the necessary time to keep it under 15 minutes, but he is a quitter, so that's why I also wanted to use this as a platform, because I'm really sad that Neil, I think it's, I mean, for those of you who know him now, you know that it is really unlikely that he's gonna come back to the game. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. So yeah, I'm so sad about that I didn't want also to appear as a quitter while shutting this channel down. You see, there is some reasoning actually. Overall, there is some reasoning in that video. And the last reason why I wanted also to do and use those knives to present this video is because actually I haven't done it already. I never had the opportunity to do it. For some reason, when I did the review about this one, I was presenting a video with my Frank Fisher, and I got this knife exactly at the same time. I didn't have the chance. I'm gonna wash it a little bit to show you the beautiful handle you have here. Come on. I didn't have the opportunity to present the magnificent knife that I got from Neil at the time, so he didn't have the chance to have this review. This one, I just got it for my birthday, and I don't know, I didn't make the review either, and this one, for some reason, I didn't either. So yeah, that was also a reason why I had to gather those knives to make this video. And finally, this is probably the only time that you're gonna see three henchmen like that in the same collection. It's really unlikely to see in the same collection three henchmen, and something that is impossible. If ever you find three henchmen, maybe you can do that, but you will not find two of those henchmen in a liner lock version, because like 90-something% of the time, you're gonna find a frame lock. It's really unlikely to find a liner lock. So I'm probably one of not one of them. I'm probably the only one to have in my collection two henchmen liner lock. So this is something also that matters a lot, and definitely a good reason to make that video to also give you the possibility to see those knives in action, and in the same collection. Having this all together is great. And also that's a link, another link again to my buddy Aaron, HK Winger, because that guy, when he buys a knife, he has to get it by 2, 3, or 4. He doesn't know how to get just one knife. so yeah, you see, all in all, you know, it melts together well for me to make that video. So now I still have some minutes to show you this video. This is the first of the henchman that I did. The henchman is probably my favorite design with the mini skirmish, but the henchman is really great. This is the design of the first version. None of those are the first version. They're all a V2 version. So basically the handle is the same. It didn't change a lot. Same design. The first henchman had this design on the blade, which is probably my favorite. Check that. It's pointy, it's really a slicer, it's a thruster, it's a phenomenal design, love it. And this is the design that they use for Benchmade, for the collaboration with Neil Blackwood, that for the life of me I can't remember. That was my favorite production knife, and I can't remember the name of this beautiful collaboration that they did with Benchmade. Absolutely gorgeous design, love it to death. Really my favorite one. And even though it's a V2, he used the V1 version blade for that design, and I absolutely adore it. So this one was the first that I got. Look at this. Check that grind. So the V2, he made several different grinds that look a little bit more like this one usually, but this one he made it especially for me. Check that. The complexity of that grind is insane. The beauty of the hand rub is just splendid. I am so sad that he's gonna stop. He's stopping. Please check that. One of the most beautiful grind I've seen in my entire collection, and Neil is probably one of my favorite grinder out there. Check those pieces, those inlays, overlays or inlays, call them whatever you want. I mean, the way they melt together in the frame is excellent, and the finish of that zircotai is brilliant. Check those colors, they're fantastic. You don't see that finish, bead blast finish on the zircotai that often. Check the mokutai clip, beautiful on standoff. Check the file work that he did on the back spacer, and this really nice design with the standoff that appears on the upper side here. Brilliant, check that, beautifully done. And this handle, those lines are phenomenal. Everything is on washer. Neil does everything, the pivot, everything, aside from the screws probably. Check those lines. This is just a brilliant knife. I absolutely adore. I will probably be buried with that knife. This one also, absolutely adore his Hammond. And the satin Hammond that he does, check that. You see the grind, not the grind line, the hand rubbed lines that are beautiful. And this Hammond looks so well. I mean, absolutely adore it. I think it's 10, probably W2, sorry. Those, also he uses some material that are insane. This is what he calls a bullseye. I mean, no, what he call it. This is actually a bullseye wood. Never heard of that. What a beautiful look! It looks like bullseye inside. More on this side actually than on the other. This is black micarta, vintage micarta, beautiful vintage micarta. Look at this clip, beautiful also. This is also vintage micarta there, beautiful liners. The action is insane. Again, remember it's on washer. Check the centering. Boom, here the detent. It fires like a rocket, and something that I adore, it's those stop pins that are internal but external also. So here they stop the blade here when the blade is closed, and they follow this ramp to be stopped here when the blade is open. I'm going to try to, it's impossible, it fires so hard. So you see it follows this ramp here, and here, boom, they lock. And you don't see them. So you see, it's brilliant. It's best of both worlds. It's external stop pin, so it's something that is sturdier than the internal stop pin or the external that you see there. This is sturdier and you don't see them. So best of both worlds. Absolutely adore that knife with the finish. Look at those screws. They're bronze finish. Everything fits so perfectly well here. This is also some wood that I've never heard of. Ziricote wood. From the life of me, where does he get those woods? You never hear those kind of wood. And check the beauty of that wood. I mean, it's mesmerizing. That's it. I'm losing my words when I see that. The color here are blued Damascus, which absolutely look gorgeous. And check the finish of this clip in copper. I absolutely love this vintage finish on the copper here that you have here also on the back spacer. Look at the inside of the back spacer with the black wood. All the blades are sterile, aside from this one. But even if he does his name, it's going to be engraved in a very light way, so it doesn't spoil the beauty of the grind and the hand rub. So yeah, I was talking about, this one, sorry. Hammond is a bit different than this one. You see, it's more of a ghost Hammond on this one. It looks gorgeous also, absolutely phenomenal. And as I was saying, check the inside here of the copper back spacer. And on the side, you have spacers of brass. So the bronze finish of the brass contrasts really well with the copper here. And the blue liner, I mean, check this view. Isn't that a loss, honestly, for the knife community to lose somebody like that? I mean, humanly speaking, he made a lot of mistakes. He's not a bad man, but he did some bad things, unfortunately. But something that he did tremendously well, and he's probably, to me, you can compare him. I mean, you can say, okay, this guy is at the level of the top, whatever, okay, but you cannot beat the level of Neil Blackwood. You can get the same thing. You can be a creator, make some new mechanisms like Stan Wilson, which is a huge fan, which my buddy Aaron of the channel I was speaking about, a last link before finishing the video. Stan Wilson, a creator of mechanism like that. Okay, those guys are something, but you cannot beat the grinding skill of Neil, the finish that he does, is just so brilliant. So it's a loss, and I will leave it at that and not shut this channel and catch you very soon for another video. Bye bye, my friends.